The following is a ForthHand production.
You mind if we hear some tunes? Hey, that'll work. You got any Christmas music? This is Christmas music.
It was December 24th on Hollis Ave at the dark when I seen a man chilling with his dog at the park. I approached him very slowly with my heart full of fear. Looked at his dog, oh my God, a ill reindeer. But then I was ill because the man had a beard and a bag full of goodies. 12 o'clock at near. So I turned my head a second and the man was gone. But he must have dropped his wallet smack dead on the lawn. I picked the wallet up and then I took a pause. Took out the lights and then it cold said Santa Claus.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Fuckmas. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to What the Suck. I'm Chris.
And I'm James.
Man, we are in the holiday spirit right now.
That's right. Hold on a motherfucking minute.
Where are my ho-ho-hos at?
I don't know. Santa, I put on my Christmas list this year, I put a truckload of bitches, but I don't know if I'm going to get it.
Sounds like a truckload of problems right there, brother. You better not get that many.
Probably so.
Start with one and see if you can handle that. Because let me tell you, sometimes bitches be wildin'.
Shit.
Bitches be crazy. Yeah, Christmas is right around the corner. Super excited. Can't wait. Love Christmas. I just love the whole everything about the holiday, from the cold weather to the decorations to the smell of pine to people enjoying not so much the stressful part of getting gifts, but the actual going out and finding gifts for people.
That's right.
I enjoy all the music. I don't care how sick people are of Christmas music. I love Christmas music.
Yes, and what are some of your favorite Christmas songs, Chris?
Man, my top Christmas song is what's that one by the Chipmunks? It's
Christmas
Time.
Yeah.
Christmas Time by the Chipmunks. That's my top one. But then there's that one Fall on Your Knees, the carol.
Yeah.
When it's sung by a choir, brings a tear to my eye every time. Love it.
Yep.
And you got your other stuff, anything that's fun, and I love Silver Bells. I mean, honestly, if it's sung by a choir, the Chipmunks or Sinatra, I kind of love it.
Oh, well, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Sinatra's the fucking man.
Yeah. By the way, happy 104th birthday, Sinatra.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he was born on the 12th, which is the day that we are recording this motherfucker.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome.
What about you?
Man, I'll just go with my top three.
Okay.
Of course, my favorite Christmas carol of all time, period, is Blue Christmas by Elvis.
All right.
I absolutely love that song.
Okay.
Second favorite, real close, Leroy the Redneck Reindeer by none other than Joe Diffie.
Okay.
And third, I mean, this one's probably tied for second, right behind Blue Christmas. I love Christmas in Hollis.
All right.
Sorry, DMC. Real Christmas music is what I'm talking about.
Classic, man. Classic.
I love it.
Can't not put DMC up in that list for sure.
Nope, because see, I like Christmas music myself and getting in the mood, but I enjoy the more fun Christmas jams myself. And what about since we do movies, my friend? What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Shit, dude, that's a hard one because
yeah,
I mean we always fall into the usual ones whenever December comes around. Like we watch Home Alone 2, we watch Christmas Vacation, we watch Die Hard, we watch Lethal Weapon, we watch Scrooge with Bill Murray. I love Scrooge with Bill Murray. That's one of my favorites.
That's fantastic.
We watch Christmas Story, we watch Elf. I mean, but if I had to pick one that's probably my favorite, it'd be a tie between Home Alone and Scrooged.
Oh,
yeah.
Those are damn good choices.
Yeah, Bill Murray is just great.
Yep. For me, like I said, all those you named are classics, and I love them all deeply. I mean, I've watched them a million times.
Yeah.
There's a special place in my heart for White Christmas.
Okay.
Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye. Always has been.
Okay.
And that's one of my other favorite songs is We'll Follow the Old Man. That whole song they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love the first two Santa Claus movies.
Oh, yeah, with Tim Allen. Oh, my God, they're classics.
Especially the second one because, a lot of people, they get to where, You want to believe again. So everybody thinks at that one time they want to believe.
Right.
They want to believe.
Right.
And that part in the second movie when he goes to that faculty Christmas party with the principal, and he makes a little magic happen for those people. I thought that was a really special scene.
Yeah.
I love that scene. It was freaking awesome.
I mean, there's too many movies to like really name, but like, I mean, even some of the more guilty pleasures. Like I love Ernest Saves Christmas.
God,
it's terrible. It's corny as shit, but man, I love that movie.
It's good. There's hardly any really bad Christmas movies.
As you listening at home have probably noticed that none of the movies on our list have anything to do with horror. They're all actual Christmas movies.
Yes.
But there are a lot of Christmas horror movies, but I don't really like any of them. Now, I know people I know it's going to break people's heart because we are a horror podcast, but Black Christmas and what is actually okay, I take it back. The theatrical release Krampus that he did recently, I think it was like 2015. That was a good movie.
Hell yeah. Like I said, anything at all monster eating some badass kids.
That was a good movie. But I mean, like Black Christmas I'm not a big fan of. I know it's a cult hit and they remade it and people, like it. And Silent Night, Deadly Night, I know that's also like a cult franchise.
Well, color me misinformed or just out of touch, but I haven't seen Black Christmas. I haven't seen the
Silent Night, Deadly Night. Yeah.
I think I did a long time ago, but when it comes to watching horror movies, I always steered clear of the Christmas themed ones for some reason.
The Krampus one was cool because it was different. And Krampus is all over the place right now. I mean, he's been popular for like the last like 5 years, and I love listening to stories about Krampus and the origins of Krampus and all that great stuff. But yeah, I love horror. You love horror.
Oh yeah.
And we can watch it all year round. Yep. So we do. It's our love. But when it comes to Christmas, I stick with the typical Christmas movies.
Absolutely, because when that time of year comes around, it's a special time, of course. And without sounding too dorky, that's just exactly what you want to do. You want to watch those old movies. You want to watch Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah.
You want to watch the old claymation, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Yep.
Year Without a Santa Claus. All those old movies. Because to me, that takes me right back to 1968, 69, when I was just old enough to start, remembering these and enjoying those movies.
Right.
And they've stuck with me my whole life.
I mean, I have both versions of the Chipmunks Christmas albums on vinyl.
Sweet.
And I listen to them every year, and I love the hell out of them. I also have another great vinyl. I have the Mad Men Christmas album.
Really?
Which has all the Christmas songs that were played during their Christmas episodes from the show. It's a great album.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a great album. So, and interestingly enough, one of my coworkers today was telling me that they had the Star Wars Christmas vinyl album that they bought way back in the 80s when it came out, and they've had it since then.
Holy shit.
And I thought that was amazing because I forgot that album even existed. Yeah. So, but with all that being said, let's get into the topic of today's
enough of this mushy
bullshit,
wonderful holiday horse shit. Let's bring it back down to where it's supposed to be.
Very, very, very low.
That's right.
So we are watching, speaking of Krampus, we are watching not the 2015 Krampus that was actually a hit. No, we do not watch good movies on this show, and if you haven't figured out by now, then you're just a fucking idiot. We are watching the 2015. It is 2015, but it's one of those movies where when the hit movie comes out, they rush to make like not a spin-off, but like a copy, a bad imitation.
Some fuck runs out and makes some bullshit movie real quick before the rights get snatched up.
Like whenever there's a disaster movie, there's always a crappy disaster movie. And then one that I can remember was when Transformers came out. Somebody released a movie called Transmorphers, which is basically a wannabe of the same sort of thing. So
They
yeah,
should have just made a GoBots movie, but you know.
it's probably actually they should have just called it that because I'm sure that's what it was. It was a Kmart knockoff of Transformers. So today we're watching Krampus The Reckoning, and no, it's not a sequel to the other Krampus. It's just a whole.
It's
other...
its own original piece of shit.
Yes, good. I like that. I like that. That's exactly what it is. So, like I said, it's 2015 movie directed by Robert Conway, produced by Joseph Mba, Owen Conway.
What the fuck name is that? Mabuh.
I think you forgot to buy a vowel.
Buh.
Robert Conway, Justin L. Anderson. Written by Robert Conway. Story by Owen Conway and Robert Conway. There's way too many Conways already in this fucking movie.
These are all the same motherfuckers, though.
Yeah.
It's a similar scenario we've fallen upon many times, my friend.
Many
where
times.
the director, star, writer, story.
So this is interesting. Starring Kevin Tighe. James Ray, Monica Engeson.
Kevin Tighe.
Yeah, you know Kevin Tighe is?
Adam 12.
Oh, is it?
And he's from Roadhouse. Yeah.
Wait, what? Patrick Swayze Woodhouse?
Yes.
What?
He was the owner. He's the old guy.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. So, starring Kevin Tighe, James Ray, Monica Engeser, and Amelia Haberman. Music by Kevin Tighe and Owen Conway.
What?
When have you ever seen a star also be in charge of the music?
I have no idea.
Well, it's going to be shitty. Cinematography, who cares? Edited by who cares? Production companies by Ugly Salamander, Alexander Designs, and Funhouse Features. Distributed by Uncorked Entertainment. Okay,
One of these days, we've got to do a movie by Dick House Productions. I'm serious, because that's almost what I thought it said for a second. I was like, holy shit.
We have done quite a few movies from Uncorked Entertainment. I can't remember off the top of my head how many we've done, but that name has come up again and again and again.
Which means they have released shitty movie after shitty movie after shitty movie, which makes me wonder how in the fuck they're still in business, brother.
They have cornered the market on shit movies, let me tell you.
Well,
release date of November 3rd, 2015. Running time of a smooth, cool, short 89 minutes.
They just take it one short of 90, so it seems less painful.
It's not at all.
You know,
though.
it's like that $9.99 instead of $10. You know, which still sucks.
Which I always think is bullshit. Stop with 99-cent bullshit. Just give us $1, round it up or down. Stop giving us.
Right.
Nobody wants pennies anymore. You know.
Nope.
Krampus, The Reckoning. Zoe, a strange child, has a not so imaginary friend, the Krampus, who is the dark companion of Saint Nicholas. This legendary creature has been unleashed upon a small town and begins seeking out all the naughty people to punish them at Christmas time.
Oh, not just the kids?
Not just the kids, all of them.
All them motherfuckers.
All them motherfucking bitches and all them motherfuckers and shit.
Oh, motherfuckers.
Motherfuckers. All right, so we got that out the way. Let's go ahead and go over the, what's it called? The rating system. Damn. Fuck me, dude.
I know, man.
All right.
It's crazy shit.
So, real brief. We rate our movies based on shit emojis, inverted scale, 1 being the best of the worst, 5 being the worst of the worst. 1 out of 5, you're going to keep it in your queue. These are newer classics. You're going to want to watch them over and over, and you will definitely enjoy them more than once.
Won't be this one.
Nope. 2 out of 5. Watch these with friends. Only 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 shit emojis. Watch these only with friends who really enjoy shitty movies, like my friend James here.
Absolutely.
They're not for everybody, but they are best with a group who like to riff or play a drinking game. 3 out of 5 shit emojis. You will at least share these with friends and watch it with them only if you have nothing better to do, but be prepared to drink a lot while watching. 4 out of 5 shit emojis. You're going to watch it once with friends. Trust me, that'll be enough. These are the ones that are so strange that you may not want to see them more than once, but you want to at least share your misery with your friends because you were forced to watch it, so you're going to make them watch it too. 5 out of 5, the worst of the worst, the Fico de la Mater. Only bring these out on special occasions, forced double date, in-laws in town, won't leave. You're done with your girlfriend, but you don't want to wait till Christmas to break up with her, so just bring out this movie instead, and this is the breakup letter.
That's right.
When finished, you're going to want to remove it from your memory with a mind-altering substance or blunt force trauma.
My favorite.
His very, very favorite. All right, well, so we talk about our Christmas memories. We talked about Christmas movies and music.
Yeah, we've basically put this off as long as we can, but
Yeah,
I think we have no choice but to get to this review. What do you think, brother?
really,
Tell me about this little guy.
He's the Krampus. He knows who's been bad.
And
He punishes them.
how does he do that?
You'll see.
Even for a kid who's been through a lot, there's something really weird about her.
That child had the devil in her.
Krampus, the Christmas devil. Contrary to the different variations of Santa Claus who's said to reward good children, Krampus is sent to punish the evil ones.
It's Christmas time. Do you know what happens at Christmas time? Joe!
In Central European folklore, Krampus is a horned, anthropomorphic figure described as half goat, half demon, who, during the Christmas season, punishes children who have misbehaved. This contrasts with Saint Nicholas, who rewards the well-behaved with gifts. Krampus is one of the companions of Saint Nicholas in several regions, including Austria, Bavaria, Croatia, Czech Republic. Saint Nicholas, who rewarded children with sweets, Krampus, in contrast, would swat wicked children, stuff them in a sack, and take them away to his lair.
Shit.
So, nothing we saw in this fucking movie was anything like the traditional Krampus legends.
Not in the sense of those words. I have a little song to sing.
Okay, let's sing it. Let's hear it.
You better not watch. You better not try. You better walk away. I'm telling you why. Fuck this shit is all I can say.
Nice.
I'm telling you, man. This.
Holy shit balls. Okay.
Merry fucking Christmas.
You filthy animal.
You filthy animal.
You
That's
filthy
right.
fucking animal. Movie starts off with some old biddy talking to some kids about some bullshit, and one of the bitches brings the old biddy a picture of them with Santa Claus, and what that has to do with anything, nobody cares. It's fucking dumb. Then we transition to a scene of some kids playing hide and go seek in a creek. What that has to do with anything, nobody, doesn't matter. But it introduces us to the main character of the movie. What was her name again?
Zoe. Fucking little snotty shit ass.
She doesn't like the fact that some little fat fuck tagged her while playing tag, so she stops playing because she's a sore fucking loser.
Yep.
And instead walks to the bank of the river nearby and starts poking at a dead bird because she is one sick fuck.
Yeah. Bitch is out of her mind. I believe she is we come to find out she's a foster, but a very hostile and angry multi-home foster kid.
Yes, she's been through her share of homes because she is a very troubled individual.
Now, unfortunately, anybody with half a brain can figure this movie out about 20 minutes in, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we might as well just get down to it. We start.
Well, let's just give the spoilers right off the bat then. Fuck it.
Might as well.
Fuck it. So the Krampus creature, let's just say, okay, she goes home to her fucking crackhead foster parents. Now it's so funny because we just finished recording an episode of our other podcast, and we were doing it on Arizona.
Arizona.
And There's one scene where it's the day early in the day. Some guy comes out in his robe to pick up his paper, and we're looking at the surrounding area. Like, man, that looks a lot like Arizona. I mean, it's desert, but it looks like Arizona.
Sure as shit.
This fucking thing
Apparently, this takes place in
in
Maricopa County,
Arizona. We were like, what a bunch of synchronicity.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Because
so,
this movie was an audible. We had another movie picked out and then decided to go with something else. So we just randomly looked through Amazon Prime, found it, and just picked it. And it happened to be an Arizona fucking movie.
yeah, and we had no clue.
No idea. So anyway, she goes home to her crackhead parents, who the mom looks. If Arizona was, I take it back. If New Mexico was ever personified in a person, it was her foster mom. This bitch was like, she's one of those who has
leather skin,
yeah, so many freckles. She looked like she was sunburned.
Pancake titty bitch. I mean, just
a horrible person. She comes home, sits on the couch, changes the channel because the channel, the TV's on some horrible fake ass soap opera. The foster mom turns around and pulls out earphones and says, "I was watching that." I'm like, bitch, you weren't even facing the TV.
Yep.
And you had headphones on. You weren't listening to the shit. Anyway, long story short, we get a disgusting nude scene and sex scene. And then Zoe pulls out this little Krampus doll that she has that has these handcuffs on it, takes the handcuffs off, and then Krampus shows up and burns the foster mom and foster dad.
Yes, very. What do we say? It's our pretty good. You know, we didn't have to wait too long for the first kills, thank God. So it was kind of a circa Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru kind of thing.
They were burned to a crisp.
To an absolute crisp on the sidewalk.
Unfortunately, we also did not have to wait long to see the horrible, horrible CGI of the Krampus creature in this movie.
Hideous.
This CGI is so bad, okay, and the animators were so incompetent that I think Krampus has all of 3 movements in the entire movie.
I think so.
Because every time you see him, he's just standing there. He either moves his lips, and then at the end, he reaches for that one bitch, and he actually reaches for her and pushes. So he moves at that point. But every time you see him, he's literally just standing there, not doing anything.
Pretty fucking boring.
So then, after all that bullshit, after all that bullshit, Zoe gets put into foster care again.
Actually, I think they stick her in a hospital first.
Oh, that's right. They put her ass in a hospital, and that's when we introduce the other main character, Rachel,
the
psychiatrist. And she's assigned to her case to figure out what happened, along with some cops, to figure out what happened to their parents, how they got Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen. Because they literally were sitting, the burnt corpses were on the front porch of their house.
It's pretty damn funny.
Yeah, it was actually hilarious. But you didn't actually see.
Unfortunately, I think that was about the end of it for quite a while here.
Oh my gosh, no, because then while she's in the hospital, she's in like the kids' psych ward or whatever, and you get fucking Say by the Bell Screech Egon nurse that comes in and
Screech,
and he starts telling kids about Santa Claus and what kind of presents they're gonna get, whatever. Then you get this first session of Rachel and Zoe. And she's trying to ask her what happened, and Zoe says that Krampus punished her foster parents because they were bad people.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, and this little Zoe, she is a little bitch.
Oh my God.
From hell.
Not only is she a bitch, but she is a horrible, horrible actress.
Very terrible.
She's like Jake Lloyd in episode 1, Bad, of acting.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like everything is wooden. There's no emotion. I mean, there's emotion, but it's the wrong emotion in every single line that she does. So then we get treated to the psychiatrist going home. Then we introduce to her kid, a bunch of other bullshit, and then
this is about as descriptive as we can be right now. That's it. Just basically no shit at all. Because after the first 2 kills, everything went kind of flat for a while. Just not much. Just regular dialogue, talking about this, talking about that.
Trying to figure out why, what happened to Zoe's to foster parents, what's in her box that she has, and the psychiatrist has a burn on her arm, so Zoe's asking what happened to her arm, and she won't tell her.
Yep.
Then the detective that's on the case, it calls the psychiatrist drunk and
Yeah, Bald Bill Pullman.
yeah, bald Pullman, and you know, is I don't know. Anyways, then we transition to Screech Egon's house, and he goes upstairs, and he starts logging into his computer onto the dark web. Ooh.
Yeah, so we all know what's up with this fucker.
Yeah, so he's getting ready to start perusing the dark web when he gets a knock at the door. He goes downstairs annoyed, and it's two bitches looking for canned food for food drive. He tells them to fuck off, literally.
Well, it was funny because even before he did that, I'd be like, tell him to fuck off.
And he did tell them to fuck off. He told them to fuck them right off.
Get off the fucking porch.
And so, what did you say? Come back in 10 minutes, and I'll come back in 10 minutes, and I'll give you a can of corn.
Yeah, give me 10 minutes. I'm busy. I'll give you a can of corn in about 10 minutes, man. I'm busy. Shit.
So then it transitions to Zoe at the hospital, and you see she now has a new doll in her box, which looks like the nurse Screech Egon.
Yep. Yeah.
And then she pulls the handcuffs off Krampus again, and he back at the house. He sees there's fire coming from under his door. He runs out and runs downstairs and runs into the terribly CGI'd Krampus again.
So at this point, you pretty much have figured out. This is about 30 minutes in, and you've pretty much figured out that Zoe somehow has something to do with controlling the creature. She's got the little voodoo doll of the Krampus, and every time she takes the cuffs off and she pulls a specific voodoo doll out of her box, bam. What does he do, Chris?
He shows up and he burns a motherfucker.
He roasts that bitch. I mean, and the funny thing is he doesn't even really touch him when he does it. He just stands there, and the dude literally melts.
And he does not move at all while this guy's melting.
He's like,
because they couldn't afford the animation. They didn't know how to animate him. They said, look, all we have is this stock ass thing that somebody made for us on like Fiverr.com. So let's just put it in the
movie. Just put it in the background and let the dude roll around and fake like he's dying or some shit.
I can just see the actor on set like,
yeah.
What am I looking at again? What is it? Where is it at? Can you give me normally on a good movie set when you have CGI, you have like a tennis ball somewhere. It's for like so you know where to look. They had nothing at all, I'm sure.
Yep. And see, what's funny is, I know even though they said, well, I guess there are a few references because I was sitting there going, this is supposed to be, it's a horror movie, but it's supposed to be a Christmas-themed horror movie, but you don't see a lot of decorations or nothing.
I mean, you saw some in the, so you saw some at the foster parents' house. They had like literally one string of lights outside their house.
Yeah, but that's right.
But they were cokeheads, so they probably didn't know they had much, they don't
probably
put much
been up
anyway.
Since last year, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Like a lot of those motherfuckers, they don't take that shit down. So.
And then you saw some in the kids' ward at the hospital. They had a tree and some lights up. That's it.
That's it.
So you get the psychiatrist is looking into Zoe's background. She finds other guardians that she had before.
And finds out she's had a couple of different previous
guardians.
Yeah,
foster care guardians.
Cares.
Yeah. Detective shows up at her house, drunk as shit, saying his wife leaves him, but nobody fucking cares. This is a subplot that we don't care about. It's not going anywhere. So why the fuck?
Can we get a mercy burning here? I mean, let's just get rid of this guy.
It's fucking filler.
The guy is pathetic. Yeah.
So then we get next morning where they're talking and nobody cares. She calls to inquire about the location of Zoe's previous foster. They can't find it. All of a sudden, it disappears. And I think it was at this point you were waiting this whole fucking time. This is like 40 minutes in, and you're waiting for Kevin Tighe to show up. Yep. And you're like, and you hear the detective call somebody on the phone. You're like, okay, that must be Kevin Tighe.
Yep.
But then you hear somebody else in the background talking. Okay, that's Kevin Tighe, and Kevin Tighe never shows up.
And I realized, my dumb ass, it was the wrong fucking Kevin Tighe. It was some no-name fuck. I thought it was the dude from Roadhouse, the old guy.
Tighe.
Yeah.
But this is TYE.
TYE. So
And
I was thrown off. I was lied to from the beginning.
you were like up this time, like you were like Kevin Ty's gonna be in the next
I'm
scene
like,
or
where
something.
the fuck is he? I said he got to show up sooner or later. This movie damn is half over.
Oh my god!
But no,
Kevin Ty in this one is the
bald detective. I
the
believe.
bald doctor with the fake ass British
The bald.
accent.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. The bald British.
Bollocks. Yeah. So Zoe tracks down the other foster parents and goes over and talks to the mother and the son.
Apparently, yeah, the son who, when Zoe was with them, apparently was a child,
Right, which what happened.
which starts to thicken the plot a little
but
bit.
when did they first adopt her?
They adopted her like 20 years ago.
That's right.
According to this story.
According to the story.
They had a picture of her. The mom brought out a picture, or the kid did.
Yeah, the
Because
son
the
did.
mom was too broken up about it when he mentioned it. She freaked out. And apparently she had, or Krampus had, 20 years ago or something, had killed the husband. I
Right.
guess for being a bad person or
Right.
whatever. And he brought out a picture, and it was a picture of Zoe with the mother, with what's her face, whatever.
The
character-
foster mother, yeah.
The foster mother when she was 20 years younger. So the Dr. Rachel starts putting shit together and starts to figure out that something ain't right here. This bitch is crazy.
Because she looks the same as she did 20 years ago, as like
Yep.
a 10-year-old kid or whatever.
Yeah, kind of sky high kind of shit.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So then, after she finishes visiting the very white Jackie Chan looking motherfucker, we get another scene of her interacting with a kid at the hospital. She gets her box taken away, but she still has Krampus. We get another scene of. Oh,
Well,
so
we can't remember that. There's a little special part that goes with that. When she's interacting with this child has a half-burned face, and Zoe, being the little cunt rag that she is ragging on this kid, calling her ugly and all this stuff. I mean, she's telling her how she feels, but she's being extraordinarily hostile.
she's being a see you next Tuesday is what she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you next. Oh man.
So then we transition to the detective outside the hospital smoking, and some Dave Chappelle looking dude comes up and says, "You can't smoke here." It's like his only line in the movie, and he's done. He goes back inside.
Hey,
Congratulations.
you can't smoke here, man. Now where's my check?
Congratulations, you did it.
Where?
That's your one line.
Where's my movie check?
That's right. But then his partner comes up and tells him that the data mining company or data mining department of the state troopers have
Yep.
finished going through Screech Egon's computer,
Yep.
and it turns out he had terabytes of child porn.
Nasty bastard.
So that's what he was doing on the dark web. He was getting ready to download some more child porn.
So I wish he'd have burned a little slower.
Yeah, he should. And then Krampus should have like rammed him right up the asshole. I mean, he should have raped
Yeah.
him right up the booty hole.
Yep.
And so that's why he was killed. Now, how Zoe knew that, no idea, but she did somehow.
Oh, because she's evil.
And so,
But then again, it's funny because is this monster really for the, because it only kills bad people.
right,
So is this supposed to be a good monster or a bad monster? You know what I mean? It's like, yes, yeah, he burns them alive and stuff like that, but it's just strange.
yeah. And so, you get a scene where afterward the doctor's talking to Zoe and tells her that something, I don't know what it was, but she goes back to talk to the burned girl and apologize for being mean to her, and says that she can help her get her revenge on whoever burned her.
And she gives her something.
She gives her another a voodoo doll that she made.
And it's wrapped completely in white.
It looks like it's in a body cast. It's a burn victim, as you
I
called
said
it.
I call it a burn
A
victim.
burn
He said-
victim. Which is kind of ironic because her face is burned.
Yep.
So then we get a scene where the detective and the psychiatrist are at the bar, and they're getting drunk, and they're drinking and doing shots and shit. And who happens to be also at the bar?
This poor half-burnt girl's drunk-ass piece of shit father, who apparently was the cause of her getting burned by getting trashed one night and falling asleep with a cigarette in his mouth or something and burning the fucking house down. or at least burning, the house, and she got injured somehow because of him. And why she's in the hospital, I'm guessing because they took her away from him or whatever.
Yeah.
So when she gives him this voodoo doll, it's generic. It's just a white wrapped little voodoo doll, which I'm assuming is because she doesn't know what this person looks like. She's just going to cast a generic spell, because at this time I don't care if I give it away. She's obviously controls the Krampus. We know this by now.
She kind of is Krampus.
Kind of is, yeah.
Yeah.
She's kind of, a little bit. But
because as it's pointed out, she's still 10 years old, even though she's been that way for like 20, 25 years.
Yes.
So she's not human.
No, she's got something evil about her. Well, anyway, this drunk fuck starts talking shit to the cop in the bar, and he recognizes who he is and all this shit, and he talks all this mess. So, this fat Zach Galifianakis looking motherfucker.
Actually, I call him like a fat Grizzly Adams looking motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, I liked Grizzly Adams, so I don't know if I want to tag him in that. But anyway, this bastard goes out to his car and gets ready to go. And predictably,
Krampus shows up.
You hear the creepy music. And Krampus shows up standing in front of his car, about 30 feet away from his car, looking at him through the windshield.
Yep.
And he just combusts.
And he doesn't. Krampus does not move at all again. He's like Drew Barrymore in Firestarter, just sits there and looks at him and his fucking catches on fire.
Catches on fire, and he barbecues like that. Heads, leans over against the door. He's finished.
So there's a lot of weird elements to this movie that I did not expect. There's the pyromaniac element.
Yeah.
The pyro, being able to start fires with your mind. Then there's also the human combustion element, spontaneous human combustion, because all these people that die burn to ash.
And there's no trace of any accelerants or anything like that.
And nothing else around them gets burned.
No.
Which is very much spontaneous human combustion. It's just them. That's it.
Yep.
So, but again, doesn't line up with anything that we read about Krampus in the legend. So,
nope.
Just make up your own bullshit, I guess. So we get a scene with the detective and the psychiatrist back at her house, and they're talking and dancing and making out and flirting and being stupid. So all this time in between all this stuff, whenever the psychiatrist is sleeping, she gets glimpses of this dream of two little girls sitting in a bedroom wearing like 1970s nightgowns, reading books.
Reading these actually scary books, these legend books, I think.
Yeah, and one of them is about Krampus.
Yep.
And it comes in flashbacks, and then you see it's like flashing to like a fire, and then screaming, and then she wakes up, and so you're supposed to be intrigued by what is this puzzle of this dream that's going on in your mind, and you really don't fucking care.
You don't,
because it's not interesting.
It's going to tie in at some point, but you're like, what the hell's going on?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then after that dream, she starts having, just out of nowhere,
she starts dreaming that she's getting banged by Baldy.
Banged by the bald cop.
Yeah, so
not the bald doctor, the bald cop. There's a difference.
Get another horrible gratuitous sex scene.
Horrid. It really didn't even have to be in there.
So we didn't get pancake tits this time, but we got ugly hairy ass. The cop had more hair on his ass than his head, which is disgusting.
It was pretty. Yeah.
So, but then she wakes up. Oh well, while that's happening, he turns into Krampus. Krampus in the dream. He turns into Krampus. Krampus then sticks his tongue out,
and plucks her heart
right from her chest
with a tongue.
Yeah. So then she wakes up and she's crying because it's a scary dream. But while she's crying, she reaches over to her dresser drawer and pulls out her nighttime medicine and starts taking her medicine like a fucking like a drunk.
And then then runs in, yaks, and then.
Yeah, and then we get the finale, which is basically a culmination where she wakes up and she runs into the kitchen, and all of a sudden Zoe's there.
Yeah,
and her son is there and sees Zoe, and so
Zoe's transformed. She's got a transformed look on her face,
like half burnt,
big dark eyebrows or dark circles under her eyes and shit, and. Yeah, I guess you could say that. She was like burned up looking. You're like, what in the fuck is going on here? So it starts to come together pretty damn fast.
So she takes her kid and they go and get in the car and they leave because Zoe's there, and she's starting to kind of figure out what's going on. But while they're driving, they come upon Zoe in the middle of the road, who is actually now standing right behind Krampus, or right in front of Krampus,
and will at this point is a lot more burned than she appeared in the kitchen.
Right. So then, so for some reason, because she's hysterical, Rachel, the psychiatrist, is like swerving up and down the road for no reason. There's no other cars out. It's not rainy. It's not icy. She's not drunk.
She's just driving in a sheer panic.
Just driving in sheer panic and driving like a fucking moron. So she runs her car off the road, hits something. Next thing you know, it's back to the dream sequence.
I think what it is because they appear in the road in front of her. She slams on the brake and hits something, and then she starts having dream sequences, but wakes up in the hospital. She's all jacked up.
Yeah, her arms all burn, which is where her burn scar was before.
Yeah, which I don't think we talked about.
I mentioned it earlier.
Did you? Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then she goes and she ends up finding Zoe. And Zoe finally runs it through her mind that the two girls in the bedroom were her and Rachel.
And Rachel didn't remember that.
No, she.
I don't know if it was a traumatic whatever. But
yeah, like blocked that out of her mind or something.
Yeah.
But Rachel decided she wanted to call forth Krampus as a kid, and so she made voodoo dolls and then set a fire, which ended up burning Zoe.
The house. And it turns out her entire family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then at the end here, she passes away because her last payment, her last penance, so to say, was Zoe sent in Krampus to finish Rachel off because she was laying in a hospital bed, burned her to a crisp, and when she did that, her son came back to life.
Yeah, because actually so she was actually sending Krampus to take her son's life. So instead, she sacrificed herself for her son.
Yep. And so she died. And then we find out at the end, the cops out there visiting her grave, visiting the Rachel's grave. And then it pans over to some other graves. And it shows the parents. And then it also shows Zoe's grave. So apparently, Zoe this whole time was either some kind of evil spirit or just a manifestation of Krampus in a human form. It's a movie to get this woman back in the end.
Again, Krampus has nothing to do with revenge.
No.
So it's completely wrong use of the Krampus name.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And likeness. But not only that, but then it's so funny. The damn tombstone that has Zoe's name on it is not even actually etched. They just photoshopped it over another tombstone, and it's so badly photoshopped you can fucking tell that it's photoshopped.
Yeah, so it was a pretty poor ending.
But that's the end of the movie.
That was pretty much it.
Krampus The Reckoning. I don't know what The Reckoning was.
I believe The Reckoning was the fact that Rachel died for what she had done as a kid.
Let me rephrase. I don't care what The Reckoning was.
Pretty much. Okay.
Krampus was barely even fucking in it, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, this was not fair. I mean, but it did have some horror.
Yeah.
It did have some death.
It provided us with quite a few laughs, too.
Yes, it did provide some chuckles.
It was quite funny.
I didn't need the pancake titties. That was
oh, my God. That was
horrible.
I'm just so thankful that she died so early in the movie.
Yes.
Because I could not have stood another scene of her getting banged with her flappy titties flopping over the place. Yeah. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do my review. The acting was completely horrible by everybody, especially Zoe. She was god awful. The story was wrong. Just wrong. I get when you want to take a property and do your own thing, but if you don't pay homage or honor the original source at all in the slightest, it's not even worth it. Don't even do it. The script was nonsense. Special effects were none. They you know what? They were effects, but they weren't special. I actually did fall asleep at one point while watching it. But on the other hand,
Yeah,
there were some scenes that we laughed at, we made fun of, and we got some good riffing in on this one.
Yeah.
It was some good laughing going on. It was easy to make fun of. You didn't have to pay too much attention to it, so you could just kind of write your notes or make riffs or surf the internet or whatever.
Yeah, because when you're watching a movie and you make eye contact with your buddy over there, and you look over and he's leaning at 45 degrees and you're leaning at 45 degrees, you're both like almost out of the chair. Yeah, it's getting interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't watch it again unless I was with people, with a group.
Yeah, but even at that, what can you do with this one?
It's as I said earlier, it's super easy to riff on because it's so bad, but it leaves so many things open. I'm gonna go 3 on this one.
You're gonna go middle of the road.
Go middle of the road. Yeah, you
not
want
too
to
bad.
get some alcohol, you want to get some friends together, and you want to make fun of this movie, especially around Christmas time because there's a lot of movies you can watch Christmas horror movies, but they're all gonna be better than this one.
Oh yeah.
So if you want something that's really bad that you don't have to pay attention to and you don't have to care if people are talking during, definitely give this one a shot for sure. James?
Jeez. For me, the acting was
Non-existent?
well, I don't even want to say non-existent.
Okay.
It was just almost like deliberately fake. It was typical.
Oh, yeah.
It's what you see almost in every kind of movie. But for 2015, I expected a little bit better, but it wasn't. The acting on the TV show that was playing was better than the acting in the movie.
That was bad.
That was horrible.
That was really horrible.
The story, the premise was good. If they could have pulled it off better, it would have been great. You know, because the actual story, the reckoning, blah blah blah. I mean, it was a neat little twist, but that was about the only positive.
Okay.
The script, middle of the road, mediocre.
Okay.
Special effects, the burning was pretty stupid.
Yeah. I think we noticed when Rachel died, when she was burned, when they pulled back the thing and showed her, I think we saw like the silicone from one of her boobs was still there.
Yeah, that was pretty damn funny. But overall, I'm going to be a little meaner than you because I don't really consider this middle of the road. This is more of a 4.
A 4. Okay.
This is more of a 4 for me because there wasn't enough death. The monster was way too fake looking.
Oh my gosh.
He was horribly fake looking.
It was bad.
So I'm like, no. I can't go 5 because we've seen worse. We've seen some 5 turds, and this wasn't a 5 turd. So I'm going to go a solid 4 turd.
Solid 4 turd.
This is one where you're going to watch it once maybe, and the drinking is an obvious part to it. But the only reason I'm going 4 is because I don't see what kind of drinking games you could play with this particular movie because what would you do besides maybe the mustache game?
Well, I mean, it's not really a
know.
game. The whole game is just riffing on it, just seeing how.
Yeah, because you can't even say, well, every time the monster shows up, that's only like 3 or 4 shots in the whole movie.
That's it.
So, yeah. So for me, it's 4, brother.
4, brother. Okay. All right. Cool, man. All right. Well, that puts it into our Christmas episode. Merry Christmas, y'all. Hope y'all have a good holidays.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas, everybody. Be safe. Have a good New Year. Party it up.
That's right. But before we go, we do have an announcement. By the time this comes out, we have already been moved to it. But we are now very proud to be part of the ForthHand Podcast Network. They have a bunch of great shows on there. Hysteria 51, Very Brady Podcast, Mad Scientist, Not Today's Satan Podcast, and a bunch of others. There's a whole plethora of shows on there. You can find it at forthhand.com. That's ForthHand.com. Just go check it out. We're on there. A bunch of other shows on there. But where else can they find us, James?
Well, they can find us, of course, on Facebook. Under What the Suck Podcast. You can get to us on Instagram, which is our best platform by far. You can also find us on some other platforms. We're still on Castbox, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts,
Pretty much all the major
Pretty
ones.
much all the major ones.
Yeah.
But like if you go to ForthHand, you can find us anywhere.
Yeah, and we're still on Anchor for
Still on Anchor, that is true.
for the next
yes.
few weeks or so, but we'll be moving at some point to Red Circle, but we'll let you know once that's completed.
So-
And then you can find James on Facebook at
James E. Bishop III on Facebook and James Bishop III on Instagram. I couldn't use the 3 because it was taken, damn it.
Yeah, so go follow him. He's got a lot of cool stuff on there, and interact with him. And if you don't want to send any recommendations or anything to our Instagram, you can definitely send them to him, and he will reply.
Absolutely. Be glad to.
Until then, have a safe Christmas, y'all. Happy holidays.
Amen.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. If that's not enough, happy shut the fuck up. And we will see you guys at the next Suckfest.
You bet. And you gonna sign off? You gonna do it again or?
No, that's fine. Do like that. Fuck it.
Okay. And this is James, and if it ain't on What the Suck, it ain't shit.
Ho, 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 guys.
Merry Christmas, bitches.
Y'all are hoes.
He sees you when you're sleeping, and he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I am telling you why. 'Cause Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, let's go! Now he sees you when you're sleeping, and he knows when you're awake. And he knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming, I mean the big fat man with the long white beard. He's coming to town.